The phone buzzed at 8:47 p.m. I was standing at the kitchen counter, scraping the last bit of lasagna onto my plate when her text came through. Spa weekend with the girls. No signal there. So don't worry if I go quiet, red heart. I stared at it for a moment, the fork suspended in midair. The timing, the phrasing, even the heart at the end. It all felt carefully rehearsed. She'd mentioned this girl's trip a week ago. But something about the message made my stomach tighten. I typed back before my mind could stop me. Say hi to Jake for me. I hit send. The 3 dots appeared, then vanished. Peered again. Then nothing. My fork clattered against the plate. My appetite was gone. Lately Emily had been distant. Not cold exactly, but distracted. The kind of distracted that makes you feel invisible even when she's sitting right beside you. She'd laugh at texts, then flip her phone face down. She'd linger in the shower, come to bed smelling faintly of some new cologne. Not hers, not mine. I told myself not to overthink it. Marriage has rough patches. Everyone gets comfortable, complacent. But something inside me, the part that still remembered the way she used to look at me, knew this wasn't just distance. It was detachment. Still, I'd let her go. You deserve a break, I'd said, forcing a smile when she packed her overnight bag this morning. She'd kissed my cheek, soft and perfunctory, and said, "You're the best." Now, hours later, that kiss felt like a lie pressed into my skin. By midnight, her location was still active on Find My. She'd forgotten to turn it off again. Old habits. The blue dot hovered not near the spa in Maplewood she'd mentioned, but on a dim street in Brookfield, near a boutique hotel I knew well. Room 214, my mind whispered. I sat there, watching that glowing dot like it might confess something if I stared long enough. My pulse thudded in my throat. I told myself not to go. To trust her. To sleep. But the truth was, sleep had become foreign to me for weeks now. At 12:17 a.m. I grabbed my keys. The drive was silent except for the soft hum of the tires and the rain beginning to fall. Headlights blurred against the windshield. My hands gripped the steering wheel tight enough to ache. I didn't know what I expected to find. Maybe a group of women laughing with towels around their heads. Maybe I'd hate myself for doubting her. Or maybe, I already knew. When I pulled into the hotel parking lot, I saw her car first, her white sedan parked crooked under a flickering streetlight. The rain had darkened its surface, beads of water tracing down the windshield like tears. I sat there for a full minute, engine running, before stepping out. My breath fogged in the cold. Inside, the night clerk barely looked up when I walked in. Need a room? I swallowed. No. I'm looking for my wife. Emily Sanders. She checked in earlier. He tapped at his keyboard lazily. Sanders. Room 214. The number punched the air out of my lungs. Thanks, I muttered. I took the elevator up in silence. My heart pounded so hard it felt like it might bruise my ribs. The hallway was quiet. Soft light spilled from beneath the door of 214. I stood there, staring at that thin band of light. My reflection looked back at me from the polished brass room number, drawn, pale, unfamiliar. I lifted my hand to knock, and froze when I heard laughter. Her laughter. It was low, breathless, the kind she used to make when we first started dating. Then came a man's voice. Deep. Confident. Jake. I didn't move. Didn't breathe. I just stood there, listening to the sound of betrayal. For a second I thought of barging in, of catching them red-handed. But then something colder, calmer, steadier took over. I took out my phone. Hit record. The laughter. The muffled moan. The unmistakable sound of sheets moving. Then I turned and walked away. Back home, I sat in the dark living room. The rain tapping against the window. The recording played softly on repeat, each second carving a little deeper into my chest. Anger came first, raw, searing, almost purifying. Then disbelief. Then unexpectedly grief. Not for the act itself, but for everything it erased. The morning sun crept through the blinds, pale and merciless. Her message came at 9:03 a.m. Good morning. Just getting out of the spa. Feel amazing, Redheart. You okay? I stared at it. My hands were steady now. Yeah, I replied. I'm great. Hope you and Jake had fun. This time, the typing bubbles vanished instantly. Then my phone rang. She arrived home that evening, pale and shaking. It's not what you think, she said the moment she stepped inside. Her voice trembled, but her eyes, those beautiful familiar eyes, still tried to calculate, to spin, to save face. Then tell me what it is, I said quietly. Tears welled. It was a mistake. Just once. It didn't mean anything. I swear. I raised a hand, stopping her. Don't lie again. Not now. The silence that followed was thick, suffocating. She crumpled onto the couch, sobbing. I watched her, and for the first time I didn't feel pity. Just a hollow ache. I didn't want to lose us, she whispered. You already did, I said. 2 weeks later, I sat across from her in the mediation office. We spoke through lawyers, our words clipped and transactional. When it was done, she leaned over slightly, eyes glassy. Was there ever a part of you that still loved me? Even after that night? I looked at her for a long moment, then said, there still is. That's what makes it hurt. Her lip trembled. She looked away. That night I deleted the recording. I didn't need it anymore. Proof was for the mind. Pain was proof enough for the heart. Outside, the rain began again, soft and steady. I closed my eyes, letting it drown out the memory of her laughter through that hotel door. And for the first time in a long time I felt quiet, not healed, not whole, but finally still.